Coming up on Current OC.
Today, we take a look at how addiction may be a part of your life without even knowing it. We'll also examine how OCHS students may be addicted to their phones and/or caffeine.
Plus, we'll show you what it takes to be a member of the OCHS men's crew team.
These stories and more, it all starts now on the Current OC.
From the OC TV studios along 6th and Atlantic, Raider Nation's leading news magazine starts now. This is Current OC.
Hello and welcome to the April edition of the Current OC. I'm Samantha Smith.
And I'm Richard Seib. Thanks for celebrating another week closer to spring break. Hang in there, Ocean City. We're almost there. And remember, when break is over, the school year will fly by. Sammy, come on.
Well, I guess I really am addicted to this thing. As a matter of fact, cell phone addiction is a real condition, and its impacts are also real. I recently decided to evaluate my phone addiction by giving up my phone for a whole month. Watch as I chronicle my month without a cell phone.
How often do you use your phone?
About every day, like over 5 hours a day.
I'm on my phone about most of the day. I don't think I can go a while without using it.
I'd say I use my phone pretty often.
I use my phone, I'd say a third of the day.
And what's your screen time?
About 4 hours and 35 minutes.
6 hours a day.
My daily average is about 5 hours right now.
And could you go a month without your phone?
Definitely not. I mean, I don't think I can go do anything without it.
Definitely not. I do not think I could do that in a million years.
Probably not.
Well, I'm taking on the challenge. I'm giving up my phone for a whole month. No social media, no texting, no calling, no posting on social media, and overall no contact with the world in my phone. Right now, my daily screen time average is 7.5 hours, and to be completely honest, I have no idea what I do with that much time on my phone. This will definitely be an experience, and I'm up for the challenge. I hope this month will show me what I can do with those 7.5 hours instead of just aimlessly scrolling through my phone.
If I'm being honest, I'm really surprised I went the whole month, but I did, and this is how it went. Starting with week 1, it was a lot of adjusting to life without a phone. Even my friends and family were trying to get used to it. Do you like me without a phone?
No, I hate it. I can never reach you, Sammy.
And my mom was definitely not happy about it.
Sam, you gotta be serious about this. I can't have you. I can't track you. I don't know where you are.
I also had to prepare for life without a phone because I use my phone as an alarm clock, and without one, I actually had to go out and buy one myself. And there was a lot of instructions. It was kind of difficult to put together, but I eventually figured it out. Another thing I didn't really think of when I gave up my phone for a month was being in class when everyone else is on their phones and I would just be awkwardly sitting there. I mean, as teenagers, we kind of use it as a social buffer, and I was kind of happy to challenge myself and continue a conversation with someone instead of just looking down at my phone and ignoring them. So going into week 2, I pretty much realized I had a lot of time on my hands without my phone. So I was more on top of my schoolwork and studying. And with my phone, I definitely procrastinated a lot. So without it, I think I was more focused on getting work done and out of the way, which was a huge benefit of this. I also started to feel a bit of withdrawal.
So I'm not gonna lie, I kind of miss my phone right now, mostly because I'm not able to talk to any of my friends, and I almost feel like a hermit because I don't really know what's going on in the world right now. And maybe that's a good thing, or it could be a bad thing.
For the most part, I try to keep myself busy to distract from the fact that I didn't have a phone. but I definitely felt myself giving out at some points. Week 3 was probably the most interesting because I went to California with my brother and my cousin, and I did not have a phone at all. So in California, me and my whole family hiked a lot, which I think is a perfect thing to do without a phone because you're in nature and you're only focused on getting to the top of the mountain and not who's texting you or calling you. We also went to the San Diego Zoo, and if you haven't been there, 100% recommend. I think it was really cool being there without a phone because I wasn't worried about posting on social media, and I was just watching the animals and filming them with my camera, and it was a lot of fun. I think the biggest eye-opener for me was when we went to La Jolla, which is a beach in San Diego, and there's seals everywhere. The wildlife is so pretty there. Being able to take it all in with an actual camera instead of like a phone camera was probably one of the best things because I feel like I was really able to capture La Jolla and the beauty of the West Coast sunset and the wildlife around it. It was just a really cool experience, I think. It definitely made me think in terms of would I have enjoyed California as much if I brought my phone, or would have I just been staring down at my screen the whole time? So week 4, I kind of wanted to try new things, so I actually tried cooking a little more. I made blueberry muffins, pasta, and even salmon, and I kind of hope to continue cooking even when I get my phone back, because I think it's a really cool thing to do with my time. In week 4, I also started winter crew, so I started working out with my teammates, which I think was great because I was able to push myself a little more, especially without my phone. I wasn't stalling between workouts and just scrolling through my phone. I was able to really get in there and focus on bettering myself, and I also wasn't on social media comparing myself to other people working out or how they look, and I think that was a really cool part of this. The last few days of not having a phone, I kind of just focused on what I would do when I got my phone back because I made so much progress throughout the month and I didn't just want to throw it all away when I got it back. I wanted to continue being present and cooking and working out, and I wasn't going to give that all up.
So I actually get my phone back tomorrow, and I definitely have mixed feelings about it, mostly because I'm excited to be able to contact people again, but I also don't want to make my phone my whole life, and I just hope that I'm able to balance it out.
I think one of the best parts of this experiment was being more present in situations, especially when you have your phone, you're having conversations with like 20 different people, but when you don't have your phone on you, you just focus on what's in front of you, and I like the idea of feeling present, and I really hope to continue that when I get my phone back. There's no question that phones have definitely become an addiction in our society and hold a lot of us back from being truly happy. And I'm not saying you have to give up your phone for a month, but it doesn't hurt to take a step back from the screen once in a while and realize the amazing life that you have in front of you. This has been Sammy Smith, reporting for the Current OC.
The Current OC examine.
Here you go, RJ.
Oh, thank goodness, coffee. Good old caffeine to kick my run in the butt. Speaking of which, the Current OC examines the harmful addiction of caffeine.
Coffee, energy drinks, teas of all kinds. Students will have whatever it takes to stay awake throughout the day. With our high consumption of these jittery drinks, it seems we might be taking more caffeine than we should. Here at the Current OC, some of our members have seemed to take in too much caffeine, and today we're going to find out just how dependent we are. A lot of times I usually just get 1 cup in the morning, 1 cup in the afternoon, and maybe tea at night.
I drink coffee, but I drink tea way too much. So most of the time my caffeine intake is from tea, because I drink tea every day.
I think the amount of caffeine I have in a day is about the average of 500. Some days it gets to 8, and some days it's like 470.
On like a day where I'm like really exhausted, probably like 230 milligrams of caffeine. But today I've only had 1 cup of coffee, so like lately it's only been like 140.
A day, I would say around average 300 milligrams, so that'd be 2-3 cups and a cup of tea at night. But if we were to say a day, I would say in milligrams of caffeine, probably average 200.
Would I say I'm addicted? Yeah, I don't think I could live without it.
In a way, yeah, no, I would.
I don't think I'm addicted. I just think like I depend on it if I don't get enough sleep.
I might be able to last like 3 days, but once the withdrawal gets bad, I think I'm going to quit.
How long I'd last? Probably 2 weeks, maybe 3. If I find alternatives to caffeine, then I think I could last the whole month.
I think I'll last, and I think I can last as long as I want to, but I don't think I want to last longer than I need to.
The first day, I felt awful. The second day, I felt awful. And the third day, I felt so awful that I ended up quitting. But the whole time, I had like this awful migraine and I could like barely focus on anything. And I was literally shaking. It was really bad. I just couldn't keep doing it anymore. So yeah, I quit.
3 days.
So day 1, I was absolutely exhausted. I passed out in half my classes, passed out at 7 at night, which is really early for me at least. And I was just nauseous with mad headaches and everything. Day 2 was the same thing but lighter. I fixed my sleep schedule and I've been starting to drink more water. Day 3, I would say I just had like a mild headache, and now I'm doing a lot better. And day 4, which is today, I'm actually feeling just fine, like as I would like a normal day with coffee. So I quit.
The first day, it was hard to wake up in the morning, because I just wanted to go right back to bed. The second day was a little bit easier. I woke up, still was tired, but not as tired. I slept and ended up oversleeping. Was late to school, third day. I wasn't tired at all. And it's just kind of like showing me that I need to sleep more. I finished the whole 2 weeks. It was somewhat difficult, but I managed.
The fact that most of us quit so soon really showed us how addicted we are. It's honestly really scary because we didn't know beforehand just how harmful caffeine really was. Not just caffeine, but its withdrawals, which are very tolling on the body. After this, we have decided and started to take our caffeine intake down by a lot. Will you do the same? This has been Olivia Spock reporting for the Current OC.
It takes real dedication to overcome phone or caffeine addiction, but it takes even more dedication to be a member of the OCHS men's crew team.
Crew is a sport that has been around for centuries. Rowing takes great discipline, patience, and a whole lot of hard work. But what else goes into this challenging sport? The OCHS men's crew team answers the question, what does it take to be a rower?
Being on the crew team, it really takes a lot of hard work and dedication, and you have to be willing to put in the work and put in the hours.
Every day we get oars out and we get launches. We come usually 30 minutes before practice comes, and it's usually really cold.
So being a rower takes a lot of commitment, takes a lot of hours. You got to always put your all into it, whether it be on the erg or on the boat. You never let your team down. You always got to show up. You got to do what your job is.
I think it takes integrity and precision. It's a mental sport, and it really takes a lot of effort to show up every day to practice and give it your all.
And that's what I think it takes to be a rower.
This has been Sammy Smith reporting for the Current OC.
Go!
Well, it seems like March went out like a line with last week's frigid temperatures.
So, Jaden, will spring finally calm down and bring us lamb-like weather?
Thanks, guys. So for today, we're actually going to see most of the day sitting dry. We're going to see most of the day being dry with some storms going later on into the night, with some storms later on in the week. But for the temperatures outside right now, it's about 50 out with wind speeds about 4 out, so not too bad out. But for the rest of the state, we're actually going to see it be about 50 throughout the state with a water temperature of about 46. But those temperatures might rise throughout the week with some addition of some rain. With our 7-day forecast, we're actually going to see it start raining on Tuesday and go into Sunday. So if you guys are planning anything for the rest of the week, I would probably put it inside.
Well, that'll do it for us on this edition of the Current OC.
Remember to log on and catch all our shows and additional content by visiting oc-tv.org.
We're also on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at OCNJTV. So be sure to like our page and follow us there too. We'll see you at the end of April for our next episode. Make sure to have a restful and safe spring break.
And as always, thanks for watching.